Welcome back, YouTube. It is Saiko here, and today we are here with another video about whether or not LeBron James is washed or not. Before we get into the video, if you guys could please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button, I really appreciate it because it actually helps the channel grow and it also helps the video grow and reach out to different audiences. So if you guys could do both of those things before the video even gets started, I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, back on target about this whole is LeBron washed or whatever. I don't know if that's actually going to be the title of the video, but basically recently ESPN did this whole offseason survey with a bunch of NBA executives and NBA journalists and stuff like that who pretty much know the game of basketball, and they all voted to whether or not who was the best player in the league, and LeBron didn't get any of those votes. The votes were actually split between KD and Giannis. And after seeing that, LeBron actually went on to his Twitter and actually commented something about oh, this just adds more fuel to my fire or whatever, and he put the gas emoji, the gas tank emoji, and then a crown, and then he put #washed because LeBron is just trying to communicate with a lot of the younger kids nowadays with all the emojis and hashtags he be using, you know what I'm saying? But it's is LeBron actually washed? Do all these executives actually believe that LeBron isn't the best player in the league anymore? And I mean, don't get me wrong, we see KD, we see Giannis, and both of those guys are the guys on their teams. In fact, I think they're all three of the guys that I've mentioned in this video are all around the top 5 best players in the league right now still. You look at KD, who had Harden and Kyrie on his team, and both of those guys were injured, and they got it to the Eastern Conference semis against the eventual champion Bucks, and they brought them to 7. If it wasn't for the fact that KD's foot was way too big, they probably would have won that game. Then they probably would have won the chip against, who was in the finals again? Against the Suns. They would have probably swept the Suns, if anything. And after what KD did in the Olympics, there's no way that you can't tell me that this guy is bad at basketball. This guy is literally, he could be the best player in the league this season or this upcoming season. And then we have Giannis, who just won the chip and is the most humble superstar I've ever seen in my life. The man goes to Wisconsin Fair instead of just going out and partying with people. He parties with the people. He doesn't party with all the rich celebrities. He parties with the people just like you and me who are watching this video probably. That really didn't have anything to do with Giannis's skill, but it's just more about his personality. But anyways, Giannis is really one of the best players. I mean, he led the Bucks to the championship. Mind you, he was injured during that entire finals run, or at least he had almost destroyed his entire leg the round before against the Hawks, and then all of a sudden came back and dominated for 3 games straight. If that doesn't tell you that this man is a top 5 player in the league, or even top 3 player in the league, then I don't really know what does. And no, I'm not including Kawhi Leonard, because Kawhi Leonard probably isn't going to play this entire season. But as of right now, in my opinion, to actually get back to the topic of the video, because I just went on and rambled for about 2 minutes or so, I do not think that LeBron is washed. The injury might slow him down, but he does have a lot of surrounding pieces, and this is kind of the way that LeBron's career has always been, is that he kind of just always has all these surrounding pieces with him to pretty much help and support him so that he can be the best player in the world. There was a reason why the man made 9 straight finals appearances. Also, he might be 37 this coming December, but I mean, the man has been consistent for what, almost 19 years of his career. Yeah, I think 19 years, because he came in at 18. The man has just been solid throughout his entire career. Mind you, he did have that 1 year with the Lakers, his first year with the Lakers, where he got injured and he didn't really look like he gave a fuck about anything. I mean, that could come with old age, or that could just come with team culture, but obviously I think he's the longest tenured player on the roster right now, so he has no reason to complain about anyone who's young, aside from Talon Horton-Tucker. And Kyle Kuzma is gone too, so I mean, that kind of helps lighten the mood in the locker room, I guess, or that kind of helps him a lot more, I guess. I think having Melo there instead of Mr. Kyle Kuzma would actually be a little more beneficial. Not that Kyle Kuzma is a bad player, because, hey, young fella, you got your bag, you in Washington with Bradley Beal. You have your opportunity to really make this your team, even though it's still Bradley Beal's team, but that's neither here nor there. This video's all LeBron. But I just think that LeBron isn't washed yet. Is he the best player in the league? I don't think so. I still think that KD is probably, at the end of the season, going to be the best player in the league. Him, and then Giannis, and probably Steph. Maybe LeBron might slide down to 3rd, depending on how he plays, but I don't think that he's the best player in the league. I mean, the man has been consistent throughout his entire career, so I have no doubt in my mind that he could actually still be the best player in the league by the time the year is over. But I mean, if KD plays like how he did in the Olympics, and LeBron plays like how he did against the Suns, mind you, he was injured, or if that injury really boggled his career, because at one point, didn't he say that I don't think I'll ever be 100% after that ankle injury? That could just be him trying to humble himself and just be oh, I'm not this amazing Superman, but at the same time, he did send out that tweet where he's like, oh yeah, you know, this just adds more fuel to the fire, which means he's probably still gunning for that #1 position. But in my opinion, LeBron, you don't have to prove anything to me. You're still the #1. You might be the second best player I've ever seen. Well, then again, I never saw Jordan, so I mean, you probably are the best player that I've ever seen play basketball. I love Kobe, but man, LeBron is just, as a guy, he's just something else, honestly. And if you think about it, LeBron has probably the most complete game, aside from his free throws, that we've ever seen, and aside from his three-point shooting, which can be kind of streaky. But somehow the man makes shots that just don't make any sense, like his whole fucking 3 rims thing that he did. I don't know how he did that, but that shot went in and he won the game. And it's just, as long as he can stay healthy, or as long as that ankle is at least 80% there, I think that LeBron can still kind of coast through the regular season and still be the best player in the league. But obviously, not everyone's going to think that. KD really does have that chance to be the best player in the league by the time that this video is out. Probably months after this video is out, I might come out with a video saying that I was wrong about LeBron being washed. I don't know. LeBron could be washed, but I'm very doubtful about it, just because the man spends $1 million on his body a year. And that million really comes in handy because he has been one of the most durable players that we've ever seen. Aside from that groin injury a few years ago, and aside from the ankle injury that happened like a couple months ago, the man has literally been an Iron Man throughout his career. The man, I said it before, I'll say it again, 9 straight finals. It's just so, like, surreal. 9 straight finals, just so surreal to say something like that. It's just so wild to me that a guy like him was able to do that. There's been no other player to do that. Jordan probably could have done it, but he retired and played baseball, and then the Chicago Bulls broke up because of, if you watch The Last Dance, you know what I'm talking about. It's just a whole bunch of shit, basically. But I always do think that LeBron will find a way to compete when he's healthy, and as long as he stays healthy throughout this season, he will be gunning for that #1 spot. Does that mean he'll be MVP? Probably not. Luka could end up being MVP. That kid is amazing. That kid is like a mini LeBron, but that's neither here nor there. I don't know why I got off topic with that, but I don't think that LeBron James is technically washed at this point. I still think that he's a very solid player, that he can still lead the Lakers to at least the playoffs. I don't know what seed they'll be. I could predict that with with the addition of Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis hopefully being healthy, Melo hopefully not playing like he did in OKC, which, mind you, was years ago. But if Melo plays like how he did in Portland, then I really do see I almost said the Thunder. What the hell? Why am I thinking about the Thunder? I do see the Lakers being able to at least be a top 4 seed if LeBron can stay healthy. If LeBron stays as consistent as he was. If he slows down a little bit, I wouldn't even mind. I'm not gonna say that he's washed, because he's given us so many years of consistency that, like, yeah, maybe it is his time to slow down. But I just somehow feel like LeBron will find a way to be the best player in the league. Comment down below what you guys think, because this is such a topic that gets brought up all the time, and I don't really know how to respond to it, because with the way that KD performed, and with the fact that Giannis did win the chip this year, it kind of does make me question sometimes, is LeBron still the best? But I really do think that if LeBron really puts his mind to it, like he always has, every time that the haters have come at him about more recently than like in the past, like 2 years ago when he first joined the Lakers, as long as he can maintain that level, or like his level of health pretty much, I still think that he could be the best player in the league. Comment down below what you guys think. Anyways, that is the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Obviously, like I said in the beginning, if you haven't yet, please hit the like button, and also hit subscribe if you guys are interested in more content. My name is Saiko, and I will catch you guys in the next video.